Hey guys, welcome back to Not Yet Christian. We are in the But in the Building series. Today we're going to cover the excuse I can just watch the sermon online, which is a great thing. It's a blessing to be able to watch church online. But we really want your butt in the building, and let's talk about how a Bible verse in Acts is going to explain how God calls us to be together. Welcome to Not Yet Christian. I'm your host, Jenny D. Whether you're curious about Jesus, new to faith, a cautious Christian, or questioning religion altogether, come on in and let's shift your baggage to a backstory with purpose. The Bible verse that we're going to use to eliminate the I can just watch online is Acts 2:46-47. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all of the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. So what does that mean? What's the explanation? Like I said, being able to watch church online is a blessing. You're sick. You're not feeling well. You're out of town, and maybe there's not a church that you want to try out while you're out of town. There are valid reasons to watch online. So online services is a huge blessing, and we should take advantage of that. However, that is not to replace in-person gathering. The early church met face-to-face, sharing meals, praying, worshiping, and encouraging one another. Fellowship requires presence, body, soul, and spirit. If you think about it, these verses actually describe people going to church and not spectating. They were active participants in each other's lives. Let's talk about the author Luke, one of my favorite guys. He actually was a Gentile, which is the only non-Jewish author in the entire New Testament. He was a close buddy of Paul's, of course. Not only did he join missions and go on journeys with him, he actually stayed with him during his imprisonment, which is crazy. Not sure if I'd be that dedicated, to be honest. But his background in medicine likely influenced his careful attention to detail. Think about that. He's a physician. And what I like to call him, and that a lot of people call him, is this investigative journalist. Luke was writing to Theophilus, who, by the way, his name means lover of God, which is pretty cool. And he wanted to provide an orderly account of the gospel. And so that not just Theo, but the rest of the readers would actually believe the eyewitnesses that Luke interviewed. If you think about a journalist, he talked to a lot of people. He investigated. He wanted all the details. He didn't just take Matthew, Mark, and John's word for it. That's what I like about Luke is, he's not Jewish and not just powwowing with his Jewish buddies making up a story. He's trying to find flaws in what they brought as the gospel. And so all of his detailed investigation helps support the gospel. So that's a whole different approach if you think about, the first four, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And the purpose, again, was an accurate account, facts, not just guys that had been hanging out with this guy named Jesus. He searched out for facts about Jesus and what happened when he was here on earth. So back to why do we need to go to church? What's this Bible verse has to do with get your butt in the building? If we look at the word study together, it doesn't just mean hang out. It really is translated with, if you look at the Greek translation, it's with one mind. So that's unity, with one passion, uniting. And let's look at breaking bread in the word study. In Greek, it's not just eating food. It is celebrating, it's fellowship, it's being together and worshiping the Lord. So let's walk through, how do I apply this? Show up physically. Make gathering with believers non-negotiable. I think we talked about this before in But in the Bible. Get it scheduled. Unless there's an emergency, schedule going to church and work everything else around it. All right, step 2, engage relationally. Don't just show up. So share meals, break bread, conversations, pray, not just sit on a couch and watch a sermon when you're capable of actually going into a building. Again, I'm looking in the mirror. I did not walk in the building probably for 7 years, and I was boo-hooing over somebody hurt my feelings. There was something missing. We talked to Cheney a while back about that being in church is a reset. It is a reset, but it's also being in the building where Jesus shows up. And I'm not saying if you have 2 people in a living room, he's not going to show up. Of course, Jesus will show up where 2 or more are gathered. But there's just something about worshiping together and hearing the word together with other Christians in the building. That experience, I don't care who you are, that experience in the building is completely different than sitting on a couch watching the sermons, which I've done way too much, while maybe going over and unloading the dishwasher and hearing and picking up the baby, and instead of checking that baby into church childcare, dealing with the stuff in your house. It's hard not to be distracted, your phones and all the things. So let's get to number 3. Seek accountability. This is huge for me. When I know I'm meeting some friends at church, you got to show up. Again, there's reasons to watch online. I'm so thankful we can watch online because I watch other church services too. But be accountable. Tell others, meet me at church. Tell others, I can't meet you for breakfast, but I'll meet you for lunch. So just look for someone to help you, hold you accountable, and then it turns into a habit and you look forward to it. It's not checking a box, and you're not going to go to hell if you don't go to church. In conclusion, church online can encourage you, but cannot embrace you, pray over you, or share life with you. All the people around you is what we're talking about here. True biblical fellowship requires presence. And when we gather, God does more than we can ask or imagine. That's part of Ephesians 3:20-ish with immeasurably more. Anyhow, let's do 3 takeaways. 1, online services are not a substitute. They're a supplement, but not a substitute. Number 2, early church grew through face-to-face fellowship. Let's go do what they did back in the day. Get together, rub elbows, break bread, and just be one with Jesus. One church with Jesus. Presence matters. Your church family needs you there. Again, sometimes you walk in the building because you have a to-do today to impact someone else. And it's hard to impact people in your living room. And so just think about, what can I do for someone else today? If that's motivation for you, use it. That I'm going to walk in that building because somebody needs me. Again, online church is awesome, but Acts 2:46-47, every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. I hope you're enjoying the Get Your Butt in the Building while we knock out those excuses. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week. I appreciate you so much. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye. I am so glad you stopped by. If you felt encouraged today, we have more to offer. Not Yet Christian is just one of the resources provided by Immeasurably More 320, a nonprofit ministry. For additional resources, please visit immeasurablymore320.com and swing by our store at whereyourjesus.com. Join us again next week for another episode of Not Yet Christian. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.